Hello friends, welcome back to another Truth for Today. I'm Pastor Mike coming to you from the Lighthouse Baptist Church here in Seagrove, and we hope the devotional thought finds you doing well. Taking our reading this morning out of the book of Philippians chapter number 1, verse number 21, where the Apostle Paul made this simple statement. He said, "For me to live is Christ and to die is gain." What he was saying was this, is that as long as I'm living, as long as I have breath in my body, I want my life to be about Jesus. He said, however, if I die or when I die, he said, that's when I really win. When everything that I have believed, everything I've lived for is made sight. In other words, whenever, the Bible teaches to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. He said, now to die is gain. That's when I really win. But can I say the only reason he would feel that way, or the only way to get there, would be that if while you are living, your life is Christ. He said, for to live, very clearly, for to me to live is Christ. That's a great question for you and I to ask ourselves right now. What are we living for? Is what we're living for, is it eternal in nature, or is it temporal? Look at mine in your life for, say, the last week, all the things we involved ourselves with. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with having some things that you do that doesn't necessarily have eternal value. Everybody's got a hobby they like to do. In days gone by, I've liked to play golf. Well, there's nothing about golf going to win me a prize or a reward in heaven, and I'm not going to take any of that with me, but it's something to do occasionally to have a good time. I couldn't say relieve stress, because it causes more than it actually relieves. However, I will say this, that I don't want my life to be overran with things that have no eternal value. I don't want to be so temporally focused that I have no vision for eternity. And so the great challenge today is this: look at your life, lay it out before you, and ask yourself this question. And I don't want to discourage anybody. I don't want to be hard here, but you can't say, well, I go to church, that's eternal. That going to church is for you, praying's for you and I, reading our Bibles for us, all that's just benefiting ourselves. What part of your life are you living for that is taking what God has given you in your salvation and using it to see others come to that saving knowledge of the Lord Jesus? Paul said, for me to live is Christ. As long as I'm living, I want to make sure I keep Him as the center point of my life. It's a challenge, and here's why it's a challenge. Because we are people of habit, and we still have a fallen nature. And so it's so easy to allow other things to come in and steal our affection. But if you and I will keep this verse in the forefront of our mind, for me to live as Christ and then to die as gain, I think it'll be a lot more gain for us to die if while we lived, we were living for Christ. Hope today's devotional thought will encourage and challenge you, and may the Lord richly bless you today, is our prayer.